In the quaint town of Eldridge Hollow, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, tales of the hidden world below had been whispered for generations. Old Man Jenkins, the town's unofficial historian, would often gather the children around the flickering light of his porch lamp, his voice a gravelly echo of the past as he spun stories of subterranean realms. Some said the earth was hollow, filled with vast caverns and ancient civilizations, while others spoke of luminous creatures that thrived in eternal darkness. The townsfolk would chuckle at the tales, dismissing them as mere folklore. But for a small group of friends, the allure of the unknown was irresistible. Among them was Clara, a curious girl with wild, untamed hair and a mind that danced with ideas. She had always been fascinated by the stories, often spending her afternoons in the local library, poring over old maps and dusty tomes. Her best friend, Leo, was the skeptic of the group, his pragmatic nature often clashing with Clara's vivid imagination. Despite his reservations, he found himself drawn into her enthusiasm, always ready to accompany her on her latest adventure. Then there was Sam, the quiet observer, whose penchant for sketching the world around him brought life to their escapades. Together, they formed a trio bound by friendship and a shared thirst for discovery. One crisp autumn afternoon, while exploring the outskirts of Eldridge Hollow, Clara stumbled upon a peculiar entrance hidden behind a thicket of brambles. It was a narrow cave, its mouth yawning like a dark secret waiting to be uncovered. The air that wafted from within was cool and damp, carrying with it an earthy scent that sent shivers of excitement down Clara's spine. "Leo, look!" she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with intrigue. Leo peered cautiously into the darkness, his heart racing with a mixture of fear and curiosity. "What if it's just a dead end?" he replied, trying to temper Clara's enthusiasm. But Sam, who had been sketching the landscape, looked up and said, "Or it could lead to something incredible." With a shared glance that spoke volumes, the trio decided to venture inside. Armed with flashlights and a sense of adventure, they stepped into the cave, the light from their beams revealing jagged rocks and glistening stalactites that hung like teeth from the ceiling. The further they went, the more the ground beneath their feet felt alive, pulsating with the rhythm of the earth. Clara's heart raced with anticipation. She could almost hear the whispers of those who had come before them. As they delved deeper, the cave opened into a vast chamber, its walls adorned with strange markings that seemed to tell a story of their own. Clara's breath caught in her throat as she traced her fingers over the carvings, feeling an inexplicable connection to the ancient artistry. "What do you think it means?" she pondered aloud, her voice echoing in the stillness. Leo, squinting at the markings, replied, "Maybe it's a map or a warning." Sam, meanwhile, was busy sketching the scene, capturing the essence of the moment with every stroke of his pencil. Suddenly, a low rumble reverberated through the chamber, causing dust to cascade from the ceiling. The friends exchanged worried glances. "We should go," Leo urged, but Clara's curiosity was piqued. "Wait, what if there's more to discover?" Just then, a glimmer caught her eye, a faint light emanating from a narrow passageway that branched off from the chamber. "Look over there," she pointed, her heart pounding with excitement. Against their better judgment, they decided to follow the light. As they navigated the narrow passage, the air grew warmer, filled with an electric energy that tingled against their skin. They emerged into another cavern, this one breathtakingly beautiful. The walls sparkled like gemstones, illuminated by bioluminescent fungi that bathed the space in a surreal glow. In the center of the chamber stood an ancient stone pedestal, upon which rested a crystalline orb pulsating with a soft, rhythmic light. "What is that?" Sam whispered, his sketchbook forgotten at his side. Clara stepped closer, entranced by the orb's beauty. "It looks like it's alive," she breathed, reaching out to touch it. Just as her fingers brushed against the surface, the orb flared to life, casting a brilliant light that enveloped them. The friends gasped, startled by the sudden brilliance. Images began to swirl within the orb, depicting scenes of a forgotten world. lush landscapes, vibrant creatures, and civilizations that thrived beneath the surface. "What is happening?" Leo shouted, his voice barely audible over the cacophony of images. Clara was mesmerized, her heart racing as she tried to make sense of the visions. They saw beings that resembled humans but were adorned with shimmering scales, their laughter echoing like music through the ages. They witnessed great cities built of crystal, illuminated by the same bioluminescent light that filled the chamber. The orb seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of this hidden world, revealing its wonders and mysteries. Then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the vision faded, leaving the friends breathless and bewildered. The orb dimmed, returning to its tranquil glow, and a profound silence enveloped them. "What was that?" Leo asked, his skepticism momentarily forgotten. Clara, still entranced, replied, "I think we've discovered something incredible. This is a gateway to a world we never knew existed." As they stood in awe, the ground beneath them trembled once more, and a low growl echoed through the chamber. Fear gripped them, and they instinctively moved closer together. "We need to leave, now," Leo urged, his voice shaking. But Clara, her mind racing with possibilities, couldn't tear herself away from the orb. What if there's more to learn? What if this is just the beginning? Before she could voice her thoughts, the growl grew louder, reverberating through the cavern. Shadows danced along the walls, and the friends turned to see a massive figure emerging from the darkness. It was a creature unlike any they had ever seen, tall and imposing, with scales that shimmered like the surface of a lake at dawn. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its presence filled the chamber with an overwhelming sense of power. "Who dares disturb the sanctum of the ancients?" The creature boomed, its voice resonating through the chamber like thunder. Clara's heart raced as she stepped forward, her curiosity overpowering her fear. "We mean no harm. We're just explorers, seeking knowledge about the world below." The creature regarded them with an intensity that made Clara's skin prickle. "Knowledge comes with a price. What you seek may not be what you desire." Leo's grip tightened on Clara's arm, urging her to retreat, but she stood her ground. "We want to understand. We want to learn about the world beneath us." The creature's expression softened, and for a moment Clara thought she saw a flicker of understanding in its eyes. "Very well. But be warned, the hidden world is not without its dangers. Choose wisely what you wish to uncover." With that, the creature stepped aside, revealing a pathway that spiraled deeper into the earth. Clara exchanged glances with Leo and Sam, a mixture of excitement and trepidation swirling within them. "We can't turn back now," she said, her voice resolute. "This is our chance to discover the truth." Together, they took a deep breath and ventured forward, the passageway winding like a serpent into the depths of the unknown. As they descended, the air thickened and the walls glistened with moisture. The sounds of dripping water echoed around them, creating a symphony of nature that felt both eerie and enchanting. The further they went, the more the passage transformed, revealing intricate tunnels and vast chambers filled with wonders beyond their imagination. They encountered underground rivers that sparkled with bioluminescent life, and caverns adorned with crystals that seemed to hum with energy. But with every marvel they encountered, the sense of danger loomed larger. They stumbled upon remnants of ancient battles, rusted weapons and shattered armor that spoke of a time long forgotten. Clara's heart raced as she realized that this hidden world was not just a sanctuary of beauty. It was also a realm of conflict and struggle. As they explored, they began to uncover fragments of the story that had unfolded in the depths of the earth. The ancients, as the creature had called them, were guardians of this world, tasked with maintaining the balance between light and darkness. But a great conflict had arisen, one that threatened to consume everything they held dear. The friends pieced together the narrative through murals and carvings, each revelation sending chills down their spines. One night, as they camped in a cavern illuminated by the soft glow of phosphorescent fungi, Clara couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. "Do you ever feel like something is following us?" she asked, glancing over her shoulder. Leo shrugged, trying to dismiss her fears, but Sam nodded slowly. "I felt it too. It's like the shadows are alive." The tension among them grew, and Clara found herself torn between her desire for discovery and the mounting sense of unease. They had come seeking adventure, but now they were entwined in a story far grander and more perilous than they had anticipated. One evening, while examining a mural depicting a great battle, Clara's fingers traced a line that seemed to pulse beneath her touch. Suddenly, the ground shook violently, and the chamber filled with a blinding light. When the light faded, they found themselves in a different realm, a vast expanse of sky and earth where the sun shone brightly and the colors of the world were more vivid than they had ever seen. They stood at the edge of a cliff, overlooking a landscape that defied imagination. Mountains towered in the distance, their peaks dusted with snow, while lush valleys sprawled beneath them, teeming with life. "What is this place?" Leo gasped, his skepticism momentarily forgotten. Clara's heart soared as she realized they had crossed into the realm of the ancients. "This is where they lived," she breathed, taking in the breathtaking beauty that surrounded them. But as they marveled at the scene, a shadow passed overhead, darkening the sun. They looked up to see a massive creature soaring through the sky, its wings casting an ominous shadow over the land. Panic surged through Clara as she turned to her friends. "We need to find shelter," she shouted, her voice barely audible over the roar of the wind. They ran, seeking refuge in a nearby grove of trees, their hearts racing with fear and exhilaration. As they hid, they watched the creature circle above, a guardian of this realm, a reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Days turned into weeks as they navigated this new world, uncovering its secrets while evading the creature that haunted their every step. They learned to communicate with the ancients, who revealed their history and the struggles they faced. Clara felt a profound connection to this world, as if she were meant to be a part of its story. Yet the weight of their journey pressed heavily upon her, and she often found herself questioning their purpose. One evening, as they gathered around a fire, Clara spoke of her fears. "What if we're not meant to be here? What if we're disrupting the balance?" Sam, ever the observer, replied, "But we've also learned so much. Maybe our presence can help." Leo, who had grown more open-minded during their journey, added, "We can't turn back now. We've come too far." With newfound resolve, they decided to confront the creature that had loomed over them since their arrival. They sought the guidance of the ancients, who prepared them for the encounter. "You must show the creature that you mean no harm," they advised. "Only then will it reveal its true nature." On the day of the confrontation, Clara's heart raced as they stood at the edge of a vast canyon, the wind whipping around them. The creature descended from the sky, landing with a thunderous crash that sent tremors through the ground. Its eyes glowed with an intensity that pierced through Clara's soul. "Why do you trespass in my domain?" it roared, its voice echoing like a storm. With a deep breath, Clara stepped forward, her heart pounding. "We seek knowledge and understanding. We mean no harm." The creature regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. "You are not of this world. What do you hope to gain?" Clara's voice trembled, but she pressed on. "We want to help. We've learned of the struggles you face, and we want to be a part of the solution." The creature's gaze softened, and for the first time, Clara saw a flicker of vulnerability in its eyes. "The balance has been disrupted, and darkness threatens to consume us all. Can you truly help?" In that moment, Clara felt the weight of destiny upon her shoulders. "We will do everything we can. We'll learn, we'll fight, and we'll protect this world." The creature studied her for what felt like an eternity before it nodded slowly. "Then you shall have my trust. Together, we will restore the balance." With the creature as their ally, Clara, Leo, and Sam embarked on a new journey, one that would take them to the heart of the conflict between light and darkness. They rallied the ancients, uniting their strength and knowledge, forging a path toward healing and restoration. The battles they fought were fierce, but they were also filled with moments of triumph and connection. as they discovered the true power of friendship and collaboration. As the final confrontation loomed, Clara felt a sense of purpose that she had never known before. They stood together, side by side, ready to face the darkness that threatened to engulf the hidden world. With the creature soaring above them, they charged into battle, their hearts united by the belief that they could change the course of history. In the end, it was not just the strength of their bodies that prevailed, but the strength of their spirits. They emerged victorious, and as the dust settled, Clara looked around at her friends, their faces illuminated by the light of a new dawn. The hidden world, once shrouded in mystery and conflict, began to heal, a testament to the power of hope and resilience. As they prepared to return to Eldridge Hollow, Clara felt a bittersweet ache in her heart. They had uncovered the mysteries of the hidden world, but she knew that their journey was far from over. The bond they had forged would transcend the boundaries of their worlds, a reminder that the unknown was not something to fear, but something to embrace. With one last glance at the realm they had come to love, Clara whispered a promise to the ancients, to the creature, and to herself. "We will remember. We will share your story." And as they stepped back into the cave, the light from the orb flickering behind them, they knew that the adventure of a lifetime had only just begun.